More juicy text messages have been released as a result of the defamation lawsuit against Fox News filed by Dominion Voting Systems. And it really illustrates how much they hate their own audience. And it just, like, not just hate, but disrespect as well. And also, it illustrates how the Fox audience enjoys being lied to. So there's, of course, it's sort of a weird symbiotic relationship here. Fox viewers want to be lied to, and Fox is more than happy to lie to them for a profit. So with that, let's get to the details, okay? Now, there's an ex-producer for Tucker Carlson named Alex Pfeiffer. And in text messages that have been revealed by Dominion, he had been expressing concern about how to handle Sidney Powell and her insane conspiracy theories about the election. Okay. So now Powell, if you can remember, was emailed by a source who claimed that she had seen Dominion machines switching millions of votes from Donald Trump to Joe Biden during the election while she was having a telepathic vision, which may or may not have involved the wind talking to her.
Wind.
We don't know. Only she knows. All right. Now, look, these are obviously insane claims. As usual, no proof to back them up. They had 60 court cases to try to present some sort of shred of evidence, and they did not. We know this. And by the way, everyone at Fox News at the time also knew that they were insane, these claims, and knew that Sidney Powell was either lying or, again, just didn't have evidence to back her up. Even Tucker Carlson was asking for evidence and saying, look, come on, man, give us something. Please, just a little crumb, something that we can go with, you know? Now, Fox News, they knew the truth, but they were too concerned about losing their audience to competitors like Newsmax, who was more than willing to poach the Fox News audience and, for profit, of course. Again, when it comes down to the entire thing, it's money. All right, so now Pfeiffer was having a conversation with Fox Corp senior vice president and former Trump White House deputy press secretary and deputy assistant to the president, Raj Shah. So, according to the Washington Post, on the day after Carlson publicly challenged Sidney Powell, Shah and a Carlson producer weighed whether Carlson should devote time in his next show to Powell's claim that she had an affidavit that would link Dominion to Venezuela.
In Venezuela.
Might want to address this, Shah wrote, but this stuff is so effing insane. Vote rigging to the tune of millions? Come on. Hey, look, I feel the same way. Come on. You don't actually believe that. Again, if you had some evidence, bring it forward. Bring it forward, please. We would love to see it. Oh, it turns out you don't have any evidence and you're just talking out your ass. Okay, well, there you go. Now, Pfeiffer responded, quote, "It is so insane, but our viewers believe it." Gee, I wonder why. So addressing, again, how their stupid Venezuela affidavit isn't proof might insult them. Ooh, oh, I love it so much. I love it. Because, again, we have, Fox News people saying this affidavit is stupid. The whole idea of the ghost of Hugo Chavez coming in and, stealing, flipping votes from Donald Trump to Biden to steal the election is stupid. It's stupid and insane. But then telling them the proof, and they're admitting this. Well, look, if we tell them reality, facts, which shouldn't be controversial, If we just tell them facts, well, that's going to insult our audience. I mean, wow. Just,
oh my God, he admitted.
look, telling the truth only insults people who don't want to hear the truth. I'm just saying, if you're insulted by the, by facts, well, there's a reason. It's because you don't like the facts. You're not, I mean, look, and by the way, they've admitted something that that I've been saying for a long time. Fox News audience doesn't want to hear the truth. They want to hear lies. They want to be lied to. They actively want to be lied to. They seek out lies to make themselves feel better. It is as usual, feelings over facts. I feel like I was cheated. I feel like I was wronged somehow. I can't prove it. And then you got these grifters that come out and say, well, yes, you have been wronged. We don't have any evidence to back it up, but we believe you. We feel you. We hear you. And I don't know. I guess maybe that's all they need. They don't need no stinking evidence. They just need somebody to say, there. It's okay. I hear you. I believe you. It is kind of sad when you think about it, honestly. All right. So now, there's more. Not only does Pfeiffer note that the Fox audience actively avoids the truth, he then makes fun of the entire idea of a stolen election. In fact, he said this: one funny thing, Dominion was used in Ohio and Florida. Trump won them. Did they forget to rig those, or all part of the plan? Look, Shaw replied by asking Pfeiffer if he saw that Newsmax host Greg Kelly came after Carlson for his commentary on Powell's claims. So look, Tucker Carlson privately was like, no, Sidney Powell, she's a lying bitch. I don't believe anything that she's saying. She has no evidence. And on the air, he was a lot softer. He was like, oh, well, I mean, we would like you to present something here. And it's not wrong to question the election and the outcome here. There are legitimate questions here, okay? But it doesn't seem like Sidney Powell has evidence to support her claims. That's because, well, there was no evidence to present, and that her source was like a cactus artist who claims that she had heard the wind telling her this. Again, that's not a good source. That's not a source at all. Those are the insane rantings of a person who might need medication. Now, Pfeiffer replied, yeah, this whole thing is surreal. Now, let me get to the best quote here. My favorite quote here. He said, quote, this is like negotiating with terrorists, but especially dumb ones. Cousin effing types, not Saudi royalty. Oh my God. Oh, I love it so much. I love it. I mean, that's probably one of my favorite quotes that has ever come out. Again, you have a former Tucker Carlson producer saying, man, our audience, they're banging their own cousins. They're really, really dumb, but they're also terrorists. Wow. I mean, that's amazing. Just absolutely amazing. Mind-blowing here. Because, again, it really shows how much they despise the people that watch them. And by the way, look, people who watch Fox News, and there are a lot, okay, so people who watch certain sources, or just, I guess, any source of news, there has to be a trust element to it, right? There has to be a trust in, like, okay, I choose to consume news from this source because I trust them, right? I trust that what they're giving me is factual information. Well, in this case, this guy is addressing people who trust Fox News as a source and says these guys are super dumb. They're super dumb and may also be terrorists. Look, Tucker Carlson had also said, look, we're, by having the decision desk, like the election desk, call early for Arizona, that is damaging our credibility with the audience. So they're simultaneously, on one hand, being concerned about, hey, I don't want to lose the audience. We don't want to tarnish our brand because, that means we make less money. And ultimately, that's what it comes down to. At the same time, the contempt that they have in private for their own audience, their own viewers, people that, trust them to deliver news news. I guess really what they want to hear, they despise them, completely disrespect them. They do not think that they are smart people. They just don't. And look, Newsmax, they mentioned Greg Kelly. Newsmax, of course, is competition for Fox News. Ideologically, they're pretty much the same. But Fox News and Newsmax obviously are in competition with the same kinds of viewers. Newsmax was getting Fox News viewers because Fox News, Rupert Murdoch, was saying, we got to back away from this election stuff. This is crazy. I mean, no, I don't believe it. None of our hosts believe it. Let's kind of back away a little slowly, but back away for sure. And then when they saw a bunch of people were getting mad at Fox News and leaving for OAN and Newsmax, well, they freaked out. They panicked and then went on and allowed some of their hosts to continue spreading these election conspiracies to try to keep them happy. Now, Shaw also wrote this. It's really disheartening. The only clear-cut evidence for voter fraud is the failed attempts from Trump. Once again, they know the truth. They know the truth. They know that it was Trump. And by the way, that's what Trump had tried to do in Georgia, to find more votes, enough votes to win the state. Find me votes. Those votes didn't exist. Find them anyway. I don't care what you do. Just find me votes. Which basically meant, I don't know, cheat. Manufacture them. Just give me what I need to win, and that's all. Look, every accusation is a confession. Really, there's so much projection here that comes from the right wing, projected onto the left. Things that they actually do or want to do. In the case of rigging elections or doing voter fraud, well, they say the left's doing voter fraud when they're the ones that are actually out there doing it. Voting twice. It's, again, massive projection and hypocrisy. Look, they obviously do not respect their audience, but need them to make money. And they know that the audience, they have primed them to reject the truth, to reject facts. And so normally they don't care. And without the defamation suit from Dominion, well, they wouldn't have cared at all. They follow the money. And look, that's capitalism, of course, right? You could say that, hey, it's capitalism, since these media corporations are profit-making entities and no longer really serve in the capacity for, making sure that the public is informed, like news channels and outlets is supposed to be. And it's not to say that there isn't, an avenue for opinion or commentary, but at Fox News, there is no such delineation anymore. There really isn't a clear line between their opinion and commentary. And there's a reason for that, because it's their opinion and commentary that makes them the money, that gets them the audience, the viewership. And that's, of course, people like Tucker Carlson. So, now, one last message here, text exchange that I found from Shaw that was interesting. And it's just the fun stuff that he said about Rudy Giuliani, which, again, I love. During the Four Seasons debacle, when Rudy was like leaking hair dye or whatever he was leaking, here's what Shaw wrote. Quote, "This sounds so effing crazy, by the way." One person responded to Shaw, "Rudy looks awful. He objectively looks like he was a dead person voting 2 weeks ago." Hey, you got to admit, that's pretty funny. Hey, guy's got a sense of humor. It's just too bad that they're, that the network he belongs to, is partly responsible for nearly allowing the end of our democracy. And of course, the creation of millions of uninformed people who are now in a bubble, a cult of, ignorance. A dangerous one at that.